Our goal today is to introduce you to the training program and tell you, first of all, a little bit about who we are, how the training program works, and what you can expect. Over the next year, you're going to be spending considerable amounts of time both learning how FFT works, learning about youth behavior problems, family functioning, and learning how to implement FFT into sessions. What we really want to make sure is that at the beginning of this learning journey, you know what you can expect from us, and we know what we can expect from you, and that we're headed in the same direction and that we're on the same page in terms of what we're trying to help you gain out of the training program. And finally, the last part of our discussion is going to be focused on how we implement FFT through our evidence-based planning processes and our measurement feedback system. You probably don't know, but we use a unique computer platform, a web-based computer platform called Care4. And Care4 allows you to not only put in your clinical decision-making tools and get clinical and decision-making assistance from the system, but it also helps integrate client voice and client feedback session by session into the treatment planning process so that along the way, the model can be fit to the unique characteristics of the family. FFT Associates was founded in 2007. We're a group of like-minded professionals that come together in order to provide high-quality FFT training. We're trying to use some of the most current technologies so that training can be done in a way that fits you as an adult learner. Training can be done in a way that fits into your context where you're working and you're part of an agency and you have activities that you have to continue to do. And a training approach where we try to help you not only learn things, but learn to apply those things and translate your knowledge into practice. FFT Associates has been doing FFT training internationally in a number of different countries and across the United States. And finally, part of our group is the Care4 team. Julian, Aubrey, and Matt help bring not only good technologies to bear to help you do your job, but they provide really quick and easy support in learning Care4 and all the other different activities of the FFT training program. As always, you can find us at our website, ffTfunctionalfamilytherapy.com. Let's spend some time talking about the clinical training and what you can expect from us. This is a bit of a different kind of training than you might expect. It's systematic, it's comprehensive, it will require a lot from you, and part of the reason that is the case is that there is so much at stake. You are the intervention. You are who and what translates the FFT potential to the family so that they can gain. So from our perspective, anything that we can do that can help you understand families better, help you intervene more successfully with them, and work collaboratively with them, you'll feel more empowered in your job and you'll have more success. We've got a number of training goals particularly, and these training goals are based upon some of our experience in over 20 years of implementing FFT. First of all, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're competent and adherent FFT therapists. And what we mean by that is not that you're robots and that you follow the model, but that you follow the model and then implement that model with creativity in a unique and different way with every family that you work. We want to help you have positive community outcomes. What that means is that the families we work with don't come back to treatment. They stay out of treatment. They get out of the child welfare system, out of the justice system, and out of the mental health system. And they're able to go back to live their lives, not without problems, but with the resources and skills they need to manage those. Number 3, our goal is to create an organization that can sustain FFT with high quality. Now, organizations get pull you in lots of different directions for lots of different reasons, contracting, administration issues, etc. Our goal is not to change any of that. Our goal is to just make sure that there's room and space for FFT so that you can do the kinds of things that we're asking of you so that you can have the best outcome. Now, one of the things that you know entering into this, or one of the things we want to suggest as you enter into this, is that while families are nice to work with, they're not always easy and they can be very complicated. They can be complicated for lots of different reasons. In part, what you see on the surface about a family is just the tip of the iceberg, because below that iceberg is a complexity in terms of behavioral patterns and these unique meanings that people put on them, and this invisible relational stability that gets built through attachments and relational functions. And the ability to look beyond the family and its structure and its content, and to see its relational process is very, very difficult. We have, and part of Adaptware, part of what you're experiencing now, is our attempt at helping you learn the core and specialized knowledge of not only FFT, but family functioning, family process, family relationships, and youth and caregiver behavior. To that, we're going to add guided experience and practice. We're going to take your knowledge and through a lot of activities in the training program, help you put that knowledge into practice. And then third, we're going to help you learn FFT by the fact that each time you do it, we're going to help focus your attention through the model lens and through the clinical protocol so that you're able to apply the best of FFT through progress notes and session planning guides that are all part of the Care4 platform. You know, like all things, FFT is a system of constructs and concepts and ideas that go together and fit into and make up the theory of FFT. Part of that theory is just your ability to look in a family relational way at what happens in front of you in a family session and understand it from a relational family perspective rather than an individual perspective. You have to be able to watch what goes on and see patterns, hear meaning, and look at functions and be able to understand how they work together. So to be successful, it takes having a comprehensive and systematic lens to look at what you see in front of you that helps organize it in a way that makes the likelihood of you being successful higher. Second, going anywhere usually is easier with a map. And in this particular case, the map of FFT is one that takes you from engaging families to helping them change to helping them maintain those change. The map of FFT is much like the stages of change approach. It brings you to focus on and helps remind you to focus on the things that are most important in the next step of change for the family. Lastly, it's art. You know, as much as we can help you think about things in a particular way, and as much as we can help you follow a particular systematic map of first, then the middle or second, then the third or the end, it still takes creativity and art. And at the end of the day, it's really about how artful you can be in taking the model and the lens and adapting it to what the unique experience, whether it be emotional, whether it be angry, whether it be heartfelt, whatever happens in front of you, to be able to take these things that we're trying to help you learn and apply them in a way that you never have before because it fits that family. But at the same time, it's consistent with the lens and it fits in to the stages of change. So, to be successful, a lens, a map, and your ability to be an artist and a creative translator of the FFT model to the family. So we have a lot of different tools for you in our evidence-based approach. First of all, you're in Adaptware, so you know that that's where you're going to be learning a lot of the knowledge-based things. And we've developed and built Adaptware based upon current learning theory and adult learning principles. And you'll notice as you go through our approach in Adaptware, things are short. They're 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes long. They're broken up into small units where you can consume and understand something in a unit and then move on to another. We have a number of papers, we have a number of manuals, we have a number of books. All of those materials are integrated into Adaptware. Second, our approach is to take your knowledge as you develop it and put it into practice with practice-based learning activities and experiences. Now, the way that's going to work is that weekly we'll have video conferences with you and your consultant where you'll talk through cases and discuss particular therapeutic issues. During the year, we'll also appear at your agency for what we call site-based externship or site visits in which you'll bring families into the agency. We'll work together with you with them live and we'll help you translate your learning not only after the fact, but in real time. This is a way in which everybody on the team gets to experience the ability to move their knowledge into practice with guided supervision. Now, our training methods involve a number of different things. First of all, we have our online FFT Adapt courseware. And it's a way to present knowledge in an interactive way through the web with small doses. There's going to be traditional training. A number of times during the year, I'll come and one of the trainers will come so that we can discuss and have interaction around different principles and techniques. There's weekly case consultation, small group discussions following a developmental model. And we very much follow a developmental model. So you're going to notice in supervisions and in consultations that happen each week, it's not as if you will determine what you want to bring to supervision. The consultant will also look across all the struggles that everybody's having and determine cases to focus on and issues to focus on that fit the struggle of the entire group. That way everybody gets a chance to benefit from everyone else's case experience. Then there's practice. The site visits, as I said, will help you translate knowledge into practice, and practice becomes essential. We have and we will use systematic planning and quality assurance monitoring throughout this process. That will happen with the FFT Care for Clinical Feedback System. And you'll notice that as we move through the training, we'll teach you how to do what we call progress notes. Those are a chance for you to reflect on what you did after a session. We'll teach you how to look at the client's feedback from that session and then how to incorporate that evidence into a new plan, all of which is done in a time-efficient and helpful and easy-to-do way. There's going to be ongoing measurement, both baseline and discharge, so you can get the big picture of how they've changed, and weekly and monthly, so you can figure out about phase changes and about how progress is going. And systematic case planning with FFT progress notes and planning guides. And then case experience is essential. The more cases you see, the better you will be, which is why for certification we have case experience requirements. Now, FFT Adaptware, as you're getting into it, it's got a number of different things. We hope it'll be very helpful for you. Let me give you a brief overview. In each of the sections that you'll have, there'll be different parts that you can pay attention to. There's a watch section, a read section, and a practice section. On the left-hand side, you'll see where you are in that particular unit. There are units. Within units, there are different sections. Now, in Adaptware, there's also things to read that go with each section. The readings are not always exactly the same as the videos, but they provide different information in a different learning style. Now, from all of this material, we're able to see how well you do with different sections. We're able to see how well your course progress is pursuing. We're able to see how well you've done in each question and the time that you put in to watching the videos. And so we have a comprehensive report that we'll be able to see about your behavior. So it's important to know that whether you watch the video or not, whether you complete the questions or not, we'll know about that in the final report. Now the training roadmap looks a bit like this. You're going to start with Adaptware, about 200 pages of text, about 20 hours of videos done over about 45 different units. We're going to have a practice visit where we're going to come to your site and get started, followed by training and practice visits and training through the rest of the year. And this training roadmap leads you to certification as an FFT therapist. That's a competency-based certification. What I mean is that it's based upon your care for use, your case outcomes, and your clinical decision-making ability and therapeutic fidelity. So it's important to demonstrate, not only to complete the training, but to demonstrate your competence in the training to become certified in FFT. One of the ways in which you'll learn in this training program is through clinical supervision. And the clinical supervision process here is maybe different than if you've experienced before. We're going to, for example, monitor your fidelity and your quality all the way along the way. Our consultants and supervisors are going to be focused on helping improve the quality of what you do by helping you become more adherent to the model first, and then more competent in delivering that model by focusing on how you think and the decisions you make. We're going to help manage the service delivery system so that it promotes good delivery of FFT. And we're going to do it in a way in which we're going to try to create what we call a learning and a growing climate at your agency. And what that climate means is that in the training and the discussion of cases, that we're able to both disagree, agree, be supportive, and be critical and constructive in helping you learn new things. So it is a learning environment focused on on promoting new knowledge and the ability to translate that knowledge in an alliance-based way. But that doesn't mean that we won't disagree. It doesn't mean that we won't push you. It doesn't mean we won't help you try to learn. Now, as I said earlier, training in FFT has got to be a very collaborative experience. There's you're going to be doing your session planning. There's the family who's going to tell us how it's working. There's your FFT consultant who's going to give you a perspective. And then there's the team who will also help you focus and give you different ideas. All of this way of getting different kinds of input is not meant to question your ability. It's meant to give you more information and give you more help in coming up with creative solutions to help the family. What can you expect from us? Because that's an important feature here. And as I said earlier, we take pride, and it's very important to us that you know what to expect. Our primary goal is helping you learn, helping you become efficacious and confident in your ability to do FFT. So we are your consultants in learning. You're the one that's getting the learning. You're the one that's doing the work. We can only help you do that. And we are here to make you successful through feedback and guidance. But the clinical responsibility lies with you. And we'll communicate everything that we see is important. We hope that you'll do the same. And we're always open to suggestions, ideas, help, and requests. But we will push you. We will help you. We will teach you. But we'll work together with you as well. When it comes to supervision and consultation, because we focus so intently on your clinical decision making, it can frequently feel like there's a hot seat and that you're on the hot seat during that hour each week. We want to suggest to you that there is no hot seat. There's an opportunity to learn. And in that seat, that learning seat, that opportunity seat, you're going to get really focused attention on how you thought, what you considered, and the decision that you make. And it isn't to be critical of that, it's to help expand the ways in which you make decisions so that you can do them in more artful ways in the future. We're going to be evidence-based, so you can expect from us that our adherence ratings that we'll do on you, our therapist adherence measure, the TAM, will be done with evidence. Our systematic feedback to you will be done with evidence as well. So you can trust that we'll use data in making the decisions that we make and giving the feedback that we're going to give to you. Now, as I said earlier, training in FFT has got to be a very collaborative experience. There's you're going to be doing your session planning. There's the family who's going to tell us how it's working. There's your FFT consultant who's going to give you a perspective. And then there's the team who will also help you focus and give you different ideas. All of this way of getting different kinds of input is not meant to question your ability. It's meant to give you more information and give you more help in coming up with creative solutions to help the family. What can you expect from us? Because that's an important feature here. And as I said earlier, we take pride, and it's very important to us that you know what to expect. Our primary goal is helping you learn, helping you become efficacious and confident in your ability to do FFT. So we are your consultants in learning. You're the one that's getting the learning. You're the one that's doing the work. We can only help you do that. And we are here to make you successful through feedback and guidance. But the clinical responsibility lies with you. And we'll communicate everything that we see is important. We hope that you'll do the same. And we're always open to suggestions, ideas, help, and requests. But we will push you. We will help you. We will teach you. But we'll work together with you as well. When it comes to supervision and consultation, because we focus so intently on your clinical decision making, it can frequently feel like there's a hot seat and that you're on the hot seat during that hour each week. We want to suggest to you that there is no hot seat. There's an opportunity to learn. And in that seat, that learning seat, that opportunity seat, you're going to get really focused attention on how you thought, what you considered, and the decision that you make. And it isn't to be critical of that, it's to help expand the ways in which you make decisions so that you can do them in more artful ways in the future. We're going to be evidence-based, so you can expect from us that our adherence ratings that we'll do on you, our therapist adherence measure, the TAM, will be done with evidence. Our systematic feedback to you will be done with evidence as well. So you can trust that we'll use data in making the decisions that we make and giving the feedback that we're going to give to you. If you prepare, training will be more relevant and applicable. your practice will be better, and you'll have more time to do many of the other activities that you need to do in the next few weeks. So get ready, take some time, set some time apart, and invest in this opportunity. You can find help in lots of different ways. First of all, FFT has a lot of help in Adaptware. You can go to the FFT website, functionalfamilytherapy.com. You can go to the Learning Institute and the Learning Center, and you can find all sorts of different learning activities and learning resources there. Weekly consultation is a great place to get help, and you can ask the consultant, your supervisor, or email us directly. Your questions are important, and please ask them. Remember, the primary goal here is ask, don't get frustrated.